The guitar is set up a lot differently from a piano keyboard, obviously, because we have, as guitarists, these frets are all half-step intervals. You put two frets together and you get a whole step. So the way to create this pattern to create a major scale on the guitar is you start at your lowest note. This is the A, 6th string, 5th fret. This is an A. Okay? We're going to go, excuse me, 2 steps, 2 frets or a whole step, 2 frets and a whole step, 2 frets, 2 frets. Then I'm going to move up to the 5th string right here through the magic of guitar tuning. That is a half step interval. So we have whole, whole, half, whole, whole. Now we're going to take the index finger, we're going to move it up a fret and up a string. And then we're going to use a half step to create the interval between the top 2 notes. So it's whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And we're not including the bottom note when we say whole step, because that's where we're starting. We start here, this is like 0. Actually, it's 1. It's 1 because it's the first scale degree in the scale. But we count our whole steps starting from the first note to the second note. So it's starting note, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay? So that's the formula for a major scale. I want you to memorize that formula because that's going to give you the magician's power, okay, over all of this stuff. Then I want you obviously to learn this pattern. Now we're going to talk about just the pattern, not the formula for a scale. We're going to talk about the pattern of how to create that on the guitar, even though I kind of just went over it. But let me go over it more clearly and just talking about that. So A, right here, we're going to go up 2 frets, then up 2 more frets. And we're going to use our index, middle, and pinky. Then we're going to go up a fret, up a string. And we're going to repeat that same pattern. 2 frets, 2 frets, 2 frets, 2 frets. Then we're going to go up a fret and up a string. And then we're going to go 1 fret. So 2 frets, 2 frets, string, 2 frets, 2 frets, string, 1 fret. Okay? The cool thing is if you take that pattern, that same shape, same exact shape, and move it anywhere on the guitar fretboard, you have the major scale. So I can play it on A. I can play it on G. I can play it on C. I can play it on D. The pattern is the same everywhere, which makes it really easy for guitar players to, once you know one major scale, you know all of them. One little trick that I want to make you aware of and warn you of. Here's how the guitar is tuned. Starting with your E. So this is the E string. If I touch it at the 12th fret, I'm giving you another E, but it's an octave higher. Octave means 8 notes, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octave, 8. The same note, just 1 register higher, okay? We go from E, F sharp, G sharp, A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these notes, these strings, E to A to D, D to G, these are all an interval of a fourth, okay? But when you get from G to the next string, it's a third, okay? 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of cool reasons why it's tuned that way, but just accept for now that it's just tuned that way. It's different. If you tune it up, if I tuned this second string and the first string up half a step each, we would have a uniform pattern. But then try to play an E chord. That sounds cool, but only for very few certain types of situations. So anyway, the guitar fretboard is tuned in such a way the guitar is tuned in such a way that we can take these human hands that God gave us and put them here and play beautiful sounding chords instead of weird sounding chords. So the powers that be, whoever designed the guitar, said, what if we just took this interval and tuned it down a half step to make everything just fit better. And so they did. But now what we run into is we want to play this pattern. Now I want to play. Check out what happens when we go up higher on the guitar fretboard or up higher on the strings. That works fine up until we get to the second string. Uh-oh, we gotta move it up a half step. So instead of it being move it up 1 fret, we have to move it up 2 frets. Which subsequently means when we're playing it in reverse, we have to change. It's just this whole weird thing. You gotta learn the pattern for these 3 strings, then you have to learn the pattern for these 3 strings. It's shifted up a little bit. It's not a big deal, but it is different, and you need to know that it's that way. But you don't really have to worry about that a lot right now. You can just avoid that if you want, because there's so much for you to learn down here, including all these cool power chords. You don't play those up high, play them down low. But what I was trying to get at is to play the major scale. You take this pattern and you move it anywhere on the guitar fretboard, and it works the same. So you can play it on your F, G, A, B, C, so on and so forth. You can play it starting on the 6th and the 5th strings. Anywhere you go, it's going to be the same. It's not until you get on the 4th string that it actually starts making a difference. So learn the formula for major scale, learn the pattern of the major scale on the guitar, learn to identify them as scale degrees. Okay, what I mean by that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, because now I'm starting over at the next scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So it's either 8 or 1. It's 8 if you're going up and it comes after 7. It's 1 if you want to call it 1 and you're continuing on to the next scale. It's 8 or 1, just depending on the situation or depending on your preference. It doesn't really matter a lot. But if you learn to play these scales and identify the scale degrees, now you can identify the chords. So if it's if we're in the key of G or any key, if the chord is based on the 5th scale degree, it's a 5 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I build a chord on that note, it's a 5. If we're in that key, the key of G, 1, 5, 1, 5. Let's just take a standard blues song. It's in. Sorry, I'm not really playing a standard blues format correctly, but 4, 1, 4, 1, 5. So when you're listening to a song and you say to yourself, okay, that's the da da 4th scale degree, 6th scale degree, 4th scale degree, 1, and back to 1. It's usually a pattern like that. You know your scale, you know where to go play a 5th scale degree. So you can learn to identify, first of all, you have to know what key the song is in, because that identifies your 1 chord, your lowest or your tonic, your root, your bass note for that scale. So you have to be able to listen to a song and listen to the home note, listen for the home note, and say and then you come over here on your guitar, hum. That's not it. Hum. Oh, there it is. Okay, that I have this labeled now thanks to my dad. That is in the key of G. Okay, we know we're in the key of G. That's important because you're not just looking at it going, I remember it was somewhere in this region. I don't remember if it was this string or what fret it was. You know it was G. G is right there. Okay, so I'm starting on G, playing my 1 chord. Now I'm going to play my 5 chord, which I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know right where that is. I'm going to play a power chord based on that note. Okay, so you need to learn the scale degree numbers for each note in the scale. Okay, you don't have to know the letters. It'd be great if you did, but later on you can learn that. It's not imperative that you learn that stuff right now. And is that it? So I said formula for scale pattern, learn how to identify the tonic of the song, learn how to identify each scale degree by number. I think that's it. So if you can do all that stuff, then you are well on your way to learning, just taking any song, sitting down, figuring out the key, figuring out the chords, what scale degree they're based on, and just slapping a power chord on that. And just jamming. You're well on your way to playing any kind of song you want to play within reason. Some notes on practice. Practice your scales like this. So you can just do put on a metronome. You can download a metronome app. You can probably, I know there's a metronome on a web browser. I forgot, it's like freemetronome.net, or just Google free metronome. You'll find a metronome on the internet, and you can turn it on. You can put it on 60 beats per minute, so it'll go click, 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 and you can sit there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and do alternate picking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just do that and then move up 1 fret up. Then move up the next fret. Do it up to the next fret. 12th fret. Now I'm messing up a little bit because the fret sizes change as you go up and down. So playing it down here, playing it up here, playing it everywhere in between just calibrates your fingers to be able to play anywhere on the fretboard. Another interesting exercise is to learn the circle of fifths, which is just Google the circle of fifths. It'll show you it's a ring. It's laid out. Remember how I told you about intervals? 1, 2, 3, 4. Interval of a fourth. Well, an interval of a fifth is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you start on F, 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 G, A, B, C, then you go an interval of a fifth from there. C, D, F, G, G, A, B, C, G, A, B, C, D. Then you go an interval of fifth from there. D, E, F sharp, G, A. You get this whole pattern that eventually you come back to the beginning. So you start on F, F, C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp, D sharp, G sharp, F sharp, sorry. F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Then you repeat it again with sharps. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp. A sharp goes back to F. So in that way, I don't know if you know this, but there are only 12 notes in all of Western music. There's F, there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then there's a half step in between everything except for E and F, and then B and C. So there's A, B flat, B, C, D flat, D, E flat, E, F, G flat, G. So there's actually 12 notes in all of Western music, and they just repeat over and over in higher and lower ranges. But the circle of fifths, if you play all the notes in fifth intervals, it eventually closes the loop and comes back to F. So F, C, G, D, A, E, B, whoops, B, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, F. So now I'm just going to play it all over again, starting at F, but it's going to be an octave higher, and it's just going to keep going back and forth. Anyway, the circle of fifths is really fascinating, but what it provides for guitar players is the opportunity to play things not in the same order all the time. Maybe I could play it in the order of the circle of fifths. So I go play my F scale. F, F, G, A, B, C. Now I'm going to play a C scale, okay? C, D, next up is G, so I'm going to play my G scale. Next up is D, so I'll play my D scale. Just play it in that order, in that way. Now you're breaking the monotony, but you're also learning the guitar fretboard, because you have to go and identify every note that you want to start on. Okay, you're not just mindlessly moving up to the next fret. You have to go find where's the G, where's the D, where's the A. So for what would look like for you at your level, I might just play. You don't have to do all 12. You can just do however much of it you feel like, but. C. G. And And that's really cool because, again, it teaches your mind and your fingers to play in different ranges, different frets. You know, the frets are spaced apart differently. And also the angle that your hand has to move at. You know, if you're standing up, you see Slash a lot of time. He plays like this shredding. He's got it up here literally like he's just cradling it like a baby. And sometimes he'll have it on his knee. But if you're, you know, the way he likes to play a lot of times when he's playing low on the neck down here, or yeah, low on the neck, is you know, he likes to play like really low slung, and he plays out here. But when you're trying to play really fast, high passages up here, there's no way to do that. So you have to learn how to turn the guitar, you know, angle it differently. And when you play in different registers around the neck like that, you're forcing yourself to learn how to play in different positions that are more comfortable. And you don't always want to play like this if you're playing up here, because this is just awkward. This is weird. You know, having to hold your hand way up here. So you want to be fluent and comfortable in playing with the guitar in different positions to allow yourself to access different parts of the neck. Now, like classical players, you'll see on YouTube, they'll always just have like a footstool, and they just cradle it like this, and they just always have it like this, which is fine for classical players because they just sit there. But you're not a classical player, you're going to be a rock player, and that's what it's like in the reality of playing an electric guitar while standing up on stage. You know, you got to have the ability to transition from different parts of the neck to different positions to access different parts of the neck. So just to boil it down for you, formula for major scale. Pattern of a major scale on the fretboard. Learn to identify the scale degrees by number. Learn how to identify the chords being played, what scale degree they're based on in a chord. Learn how to identify the tonic of a song, the root note, the bass note of a song. If you can learn all of those things and put them all together, and then also if you can learn how to play the scale all up and down the neck, you're going to be so well set up for to play just like any song you want. YouTube is great, and by all means keep searching and being inspired and learning from every source that you possibly can, but also take the time to master the basics, and take the time to make sure that you're progressing in a logical fashion and learning the basics before you try to learn stuff like pinch harmonics and bends and dyads and triads. Like it doesn't make sense to try to learn any of that stuff, because you're just throwing darts at a dartboard trying to learn something that you have no basis of understanding for. So if you learn all this stuff that I'm showing you, then all that stuff that you're trying to learn later on is going to make a lot more sense, and you'll retain it a lot easier, and you'll know how to use it. More importantly, when you go to try to play music, you'll have that in your bag of tools, you have that trick in your bag of tool bag tricks, and you'll know how to use it and why, but not if you're just randomly plucking stuff out of YouTube. Well, I saw this on YouTube. Let's see how this works in this solo that I'm playing. That didn't work out. Well, it's too bad. So yeah, I hope you. I'm really excited for you. Guitar can be very overwhelming and very confusing, but if you just try to seek out basics and study and just try to master one little tiny thing at a time, it can be a lot of fun. And getting to the point where you can really play music and you can just do it because you know what you're doing, because you know your way around the guitar fretboard just like you know your way around your house or your hometown or your school. When you go to school, you're in the cafeteria, you want to go to the bathroom, you want to go to science class, you want to go to the weight room. You don't have to sit and ask directions. You don't have to think about it. You just get up and go and do it, because no matter what point you are in the school, you know where you are, where you want to go, and how to get there. Well, that's all you need to know on the guitar. And this is how you learn where you are on the guitar. You learn where you want to go by having a vocabulary, having like, okay, I want to hear this sound come out of my guitar. Well, that's where you want to go. Well, how do you get there? I don't know. Well, learn scales, learn the circle of fifths, learn how to identify each note, learn how to identify chords and chord progressions. And once you do all that stuff and all those little pieces put together over time, then eventually one day you're going to wake up and you're just going to be like, I can play any song, anytime, any solo, any rhythm part. It doesn't matter, because it's just like picking up the newspaper and just reading. Or it's like telling somebody, hey, I read this in the newspaper earlier. Well, what did it say? I forget exactly, but it was like, let me paraphrase it. And you get it like 90% right, because you just read it and it's stuck in your head, and you know how to say those things. You remember what the words look like in your head. You remember what the sound sounded like if you heard somebody say it. You're just repeating an idea. You're fluent in the language. You're fluent in reading and speaking and writing that language. And you just communicate and express yourself just because you know how to do that. Well, this is the learning the alphabet and learning your sight words and learning your spelling and all that stuff. This is what that is on the guitar. And if you master this stuff, then one day you'll just be a person that knows how to express his ideas through the guitar. Happy practicing, bro. I'm super excited. I hope this isn't overwhelming. If it is, just, take it 5 minutes at a time. And you don't even have to master everything. You're never going to master everything in this video all at once. So if you have to, just take it 5 minutes at a time. Just try to understand it. Ask any questions you have of me, of your music teachers at school. You don't have a music teacher at school, but I guarantee you, if you walked into the band class or the choir class or the orchestra class and said, hey, my dad's teaching me guitar, what do you mean when you said this? They would absolutely love to sit and explain it to you, because people don't become band teachers unless they love music and they're music nerds. So always just remember bite-sized chunks and just master one little thing at a time. And, those little drops in the bucket add up. And one day you're going to be a great guitar player, even better than I am. I'm not great. I'm just like trying to survive and provide for 8 kids and practice a little guitar on the side, because that's what I like to do. But you're going to be better than I am. I can feel it. I can see it. I can hear it. So one day you're going to lift more weight than I am. You're going to play guitar better than I can. You're already faster than I am. So yeah, you've got something to aspire to, so you can beat me, so you can out-shred me on the guitar. We'll see you do it. Love it.